True patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
The University of Guelph would like to acknowledge the Attawandaron people on whose traditional territory the University of Guelph resides, and to also offer respect to our Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Métis neighbors as we strengthen our relationships with them. The word Canada comes from the Algonquin word Kanata. It means village, and it is a way of being together, recognizing our radical interconnectedness. It is living as though all human beings are our neighbors, people from the east, the west, the north, and the south. We are all interconnected. We are all human. And that humanity is experienced in a very real way on this day of convocation. All the people who cross this stage do so together with the recognition of this integrated community. And so today we give thanks for family, not just for those family members who say, you know, we've got you this far, now don't blow it, but rather as those who show love and support and encouragement and who pay the bills. Professors, not as tyrants asking for yet another paper, but rather as fellow human beings, sharing their knowledge, their skill, their wisdom. University support staff, including physical resources, not as shadows who pass by without being seen or seeing, but rather as people who care about providing a safe and hospitable environment for living and for learning. And fellow students, not as competitors, but as travelers along the road. And we give thanks to all that is sacred to us. We do so today in a spirit of love one to the other. Amen.
Members of the board, honorary fellows, and faculty of the university, families and friends of the graduands, and last but certainly not least, graduands, thank you. Please sit down and we can start our welcoming remarks. My name is Franco Vaccarino, and I have the honor of serving as the president and vice chancellor of this great university. And I am privileged to welcome you to convocation. I'd like to extend a particular welcome to this morning's special guest, Anne Cavoukian, who will receive an honorary Doctor of Laws degree. Congratulations, Anne. Fantastic. She will be introduced to you formally in a moment. I'd also like to welcome Kim Thompson, recipient of the University of Guelph's 2014 Excellence in Undergraduate Academic Advising Medallion. Congratulations, Kim. As we begin today's convocation ceremony, I do believe that a few additional congratulatory remarks are in order. First off, graduands, this is your big day. You've worked hard, you've persevered, and you've made it. Well done, well deserved. Round of applause for you. And before we go on, graduates, there are a group of individuals here who I'm sure you will agree deserve your special attentions. Graduates, I invite all of you to stand up, turn around, salute and applaud all those family members and friends who have supported you from the sidelines and throughout your time at Guelph. This is your chance. I have to tell you, this is a great scene from this angle. So in preparing this welcome, I reflected on the address I gave at my recent installation. And for those of you who don't know, I'm also relatively new. I began my role here as President and Vice Chancellor on August the 1st. So my installation was a couple of weeks ago, and a central part of my message was about how this university has prepared you, our graduates, for this very moment and for the years that will follow. Let me share with you some of the thoughts I shared during that installation speech a few weeks ago. I'm an optimist by nature, and in many ways we are living through what might be remembered as one of the most exciting and important periods throughout history. The world today is marked by unprecedented dynamicity. Incredible advances in life sciences and physical sciences, in information and communications technology, in the sheer volume of discovery and knowledge. And through all this change, advances in the social sciences, the arts, and the humanities test our belief systems. They challenge our constructs against new and evolving societal contexts. And by doing so, offer new information that helps us adapt to these changing realities. We're also witnessing disciplines and subject matter that had been isolated, coming together in fresh and exciting ways, like music and computer technology, healthcare and robotic engineering, manufacturing and agriculture. The interconnectedness of our world today makes knowledge more accessible and more abundant than ever. This is accelerating discovery and new learning faster than many of us can catch up to. So what are the attributes of humans that will allow us to thrive in such dynamic times? Well, they include, as individuals and as a university, for us, the ability for us to adapt and readapt in a healthy way to uncertainty and change. And by adaptation, I don't mean passive habituation. I'm referring to the act of very consciously and deliberately redefining ourselves based on what is going on around us. When faced with change, people adapt. Sometimes they adapt in healthy ways, and sometimes they adapt in less than healthy ways. The opportunity for you, our graduates, is to adapt to change in healthy ways, to undertake thoughtful analysis that will help uncover the upside of uncertainty and change. This provides hope, it provides inspiration and discovery. It's about taking uncertainty and change and turning it into something special. Within the context of today's world, an important part of our mission as a university has been to provide our students, you, our graduates, with an environment of broad perspectives and analysis and the opportunity for you to adapt in healthy ways to a changing world. And in pursuit of this healthy adaptation, we must also remember and work to preserve and enhance what makes Guelph so unique: our integrity, our team and community spirit, characterized by the willingness to look out for our neighbors and to work together towards common goals, and demonstrated through our volunteer work across this beautiful city of Guelph and around the world. How and what you choose to explore should be grounded in and guided by these timeless values. Our university has worked hard to provide you with the tools to successfully adapt and navigate through the complexities and dynamics of modern society, and to provide you with hope and clarity. We have tried to help instill an ability to adapt and indeed to thrive within a more ambiguous and ever-changing environment. And we've built a physical environment that has supported your campus experience, a campus experience that has exposed you to meaningful learning, renowned breakthroughs, world-renowned breakthroughs, and personal growth. Through all this, we have also kept in mind that the University of Guelph provided you with a home away from home during a key transition in your own personal journeys, during a key period of transformation in your own development. In short, we believe that the university has provided you with an important environment, an environment that has enhanced your learning and incubated new ideas by facilitating meaningful human interaction and productive collaboration. The debate and discussion encouraged by university environments goes beyond technical skill. It is in this physical space that you have developed the analytical and the soft skills that will serve you well through each and every job you might have. What you have learned goes beyond teaching subject matter strictly, and towards the process of learning, learning to learn, adaptation, leadership, and creativity. As successful graduates, many of you will blend knowledge, mixing and matching ideas from separate disciplines. Your time at Guelph has provided you with the creative and intellectual skills to apply that knowledge in innovative, energizing, and in new and different ways. As you enter this exciting next stage of your lives, I encourage you to draw on all of your University of Guelph experiences and to bring the very best you have to offer to each and every experience you encounter, to your work life, to your personal relationships, and to your service to society. So thank you for your hard work and all the good things that you have brought to the University of Guelph, and congratulations on reaching this wonderful milestone. Well done.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate of the University of Guelph, it is my great pleasure and privilege to present to you Anne Kavokian for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. For the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, throughout this degree requires unprecedented impact in the world that we have. Throughout her unprecedented 3 terms, the former Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario, Dr. Anne Kavokian, demonstrated tremendous leadership. Her extensive collaboration with leading Canadian and international companies, public sector, and academics has put Canada at the forefront of privacy and data protection. Her privacy by design methodology is internationally known as one of the top 3 frameworks for data protection, is practiced by many innovative companies, and has been adopted globally as a set of important practical principles by regulators, civic society, and industry. Dr. Kavokian has been instrumental in helping transition privacy-enhancing technologies from Ontario universities into practice through pilots and commercialization. She understands and has clearly articulated the benefits of data sharing, especially in the context of healthcare and health research, and plays a critical role in the research and commercial privacy technology development ecosystem. Dr. Kavokian's extensive understanding of complexities and intricacies of privacy issues, her commitment to maintain privacy of Canadians as one of the main thrusts of our civil society, and her tireless efforts to hold governments to account on matters to citizens' rights and freedom has made her one of the top sought-after privacy experts in the world. She is currently the Executive Director of the Privacy and Big Data Institute at Ryerson University in Toronto. In well-deserved recognition of her outstanding and ongoing contributions, I now ask you, Mr. Vice Chancellor, to confer upon Dr. Kavokian the degree of Laws honoris causa.
By the authority of the Senate of the University of Guelph, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws. Congratulations.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, upon the recommendation of the Council of Undergraduate Academic Advising at the University of Guelph, I have the tremendous honor to present Kim Thompson, the recipient of the 2014 Excellence in Undergraduate Academic Advising Medallion. This medallion was established in 2003 to recognize the high quality of academic advising, and it is awarded annually to an individual who has been nominated by undergraduate students. Kim Thompson has been a program counselor for the Bachelor of Engineering program since January 2007. After graduating from the University of Guelph's Bachelor of Science in Engineering program, Kim had a successful career as an environmental engineer before returning to her alma mater as a program counselor, a role in which she excels. Her nominators speak of how Kim consistently demonstrates her dedication and compassion to everyone with whom she interacts, noting that she understands the tremendous challenges that face engineering students, and she offers invaluable perspectives on engineering as a profession. One nominator indicated that engineering at Guelph is deeply enriched by having Kim as its advisor. Dr. Vaccarino, on behalf of the Council of Undergraduate Academic Advising, I'm very pleased to have you present the 2014 Excellence in Undergraduate Academic Advising Medallion to the very deserving recipient, Kim Thompson.
Anne Kavokian will now give the convocation address. Anne?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What an honor, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you for kindly conferring this honor. It is something I certainly never expected. When I got my PhD so many years ago, believe me, I never would have dreamed about receiving such an honor as this. And I have to tell you, I loved being a student. I loved being an undergrad. I loved being a graduate student. And when I think back, so much has happened since then. I thought I would just share some of my important takeaways with you. Privacy, of course, is my life. It has become all that I do, and I believe in it so deeply. But I want to tell you just a little bit about what I encountered after graduate school, how privacy came into my life, and how I want each and every one of you to pursue something. But that which you pursue may not be evident the day you walk out of here. Certainly, I didn't trip over privacy when I first left. I did my PhD in psychology and the law. I studied criminology, legal issues, and I volunteered for the Canadian Civil Liberties Association. I did volunteer work there, and I came to discover privacy through that opportunity. And then that led me, when I was appointed by Justice Sidney Linden, the first privacy commissioner. We're talking back in '87, dare I say it. I was very young, started off. But I would never have expected, if you said to me in graduate school, what are you going to do for the rest of your life? What's your passion? I wouldn't have said privacy because I didn't know. But it has just been overwhelming, the enormous attraction to privacy. And I want to make it clear, privacy obviously is a fundamental human right, but people always think of it at the individual level. It is so much more than that. It has enormous societal value. Ladies and gentlemen, privacy equals freedom. You cannot have freedom, you cannot have free and democratic societies without privacy as the essential ingredient. And privacy is not about secrecy. It drives me crazy when people say, well, if you have nothing to hide, what's your problem? You can reveal everything. It's such utter nonsense. If you unpack that, the premise is that somehow the state or your husband or your mother or your father or whoever is supposed to be able to know everything about you. That's what if you have nothing to hide means, that there is some edict that enables the state to access everything about you. Utter nonsense. Reject that categorically. What freedom means, free and democratic societies, it means that if you're a law-abiding citizen, you can do what you want. You go about your business. It's your business. And that's what we want to ensure we retain well into the future. And it's in jeopardy now, as you know. But look at the lengths people will go to try to get back freedom. Look at the Arab Spring a few years ago. Look at what's happening in Hong Kong with the students there. Freedom is so essential. I can't emphasize that to you enough. I think of my parents. We came to Canada when I was 4 years old. I was born in Cairo. I'm Armenian. There was a large, thriving Armenian community in Cairo, in Egypt. Which was under British rule until the British pulled out and Abdel Nasser came into rule in the 50s. And that's when everything changed. My parents, whose parents had escaped from another area, escaping the Armenian genocide, landed in Egypt, started a new life again for their children, had a wonderful free life, until everything changed when Nasser came into rule. And my parents, who had just an amazing, wonderful life, they used to refer to Cairo back then as the Paris of the Middle East. They had a charmed life. They wanted for nothing. What did they do? They gave up everything. They literally left in the dead of the night. They couldn't take any of their money out. The banks were all nationalized. They left in the dead of the night so that their 3 children, myself and my 2 older brothers, could live in a country and be raised in freedom. I mean, when I think of that, it's daunting to me because we're so accustomed to the comforts of life, and to think that you would give all of that up and come into a completely foreign country and do it so that your children can be raised in freedom. That's how important freedom is. And when you look at other countries, you look at, for example, Germany. Germany is the leading data protection country in the world. It's no accident that Germany had to endure the abuses of the Third Reich. It's no accident that they had to endure the complete cessation of all of their freedoms. And once that ended, they said, never again. And they have lived up to that. They uphold privacy and freedom every single day. If you go to a conference there, as I've had the opportunity to do many times, they will always lead every conference, every talk, with a reference to the time when the Stasi police could have access to everything in your life, everything. No one had any freedom. People were afraid to look at each other, say things because they were afraid it would be reported back. I'm just saying these things because it's so important to ensure that freedom continues now and well into the future. Absolutely essential, and privacy is essential in order to have that. So how do we do that? How do we do that in this world where we've learned through Edward Snowden's revelations that there's massive, massive surveillance that has been largely kept from all of us? How do we ensure, with all the enormous technologies that are developing, you think of the Internet of Things that is now developing, mobile to mobile, machine to machine, ubiquitous computing, mobile online connectivity, big data. How are we going to retain our privacy? And what people often say is, well, sorry, I guess you're going to have to give up, privacy, but it's worth it. Look at how much you're getting back through big data. All the health research we're going to learn about, all the advances. I want you to say no to that. What I want you to say no to is that zero-sum proposition, that it's one interest versus another, that it cannot be both. That is what I would love you to reject. Abandon that dated zero-sum model. What zero-sum means essentially is that you can only have an increase in one interest, security, when it's matched with a decrease of another interest, such as privacy, such that the two total to a sum of 0. completely unacceptable, and it consists of unnecessary trade-offs. We've demonstrated this again and again through the research we've done, and we've worked with major companies, Intel, Microsoft, HP, IBM, Oracle. We worked with all the large companies, Apple, Google. Why do we do this? Because we want to demonstrate that you can in fact do both. I want you to reject zero sum for positive sum. Positive sum means you can have two positive increments in two interests simultaneously so that the sum is a positive sum. Wouldn't you rather have that instead of having one versus the other? Get rid of versus, substitute and. The power of and is enormous. You can do this. You must do this if you want to preserve privacy. I developed privacy by design a long time ago, back in the 90s, late 90s. It really took off after 9/11. And the reason it took off after 9/11 was it became abundantly clear to me that if we didn't do that, if we didn't substitute a positive sum instead of a zero-sum model, we were not going to have any privacy, because after 9/11, you can imagine, no one was, I talked to my colleagues in the United States that day, no one was interested in supporting privacy. That my colleagues in the US felt they would be branded as being undiplomatic, unpatriotic, if they were supporting privacy in such a difficult time. And it was an outrageous time. I remember that day the Globe and Mail called us and they asked me, they wanted our position on 9/11 so they could post it on their website. I mean, how can you respond to that? We did, and we said, you know, public safety is paramount, but not to the exclusion of privacy. You can weave privacy into this. We've done this in our healthcare system. We have an excellent law in Ontario called PHIPA, the Personal Health Information Protection Act, which leads with the delivery of healthcare services, but with privacy interwoven. You can and must have both. Privacy ultimately is about control, personal control. Your ability to control the uses of your information and to whom your personal information is disclosed. And it will not be what you may expect. That's what I've learned over the years. Control is a very interesting concept. Around the time when PHIPA, the Personal Health Information Protection Act, came into being, 2004, we were going around, as I always do, is going out talking to healthcare workers, hospitals, et cetera, and telling them how great this law was. And I was getting a lukewarm reception, which surprised me. I usually get a pretty darn good reception, and I didn't like that. So after about the third or fourth time, I said, okay, that's it. I want to know, what is the problem here? I want to know what it is because I want to fix it. And finally, a brave young doctor stood up and he said, okay, you know, you're the privacy commissioner, and we know you believe in privacy, that's great, but in our world, it's all about patients and healthcare. You don't know what it means to be a patient, you know what it means to be and he was saying, basically, your priority is privacy, you're putting that above healthcare. And it dawned on me, I got it right away. And I thought, okay, and it was my choice to go public with a lot of my personal health information, which I've done since then. So I've had a lot of surgeries. I've had a lot of neurosurgery, brain surgery, you lose your hair, horrible things happen, you lose some memory over the years, 4 or 5 surgeries, and I've had a lot of other things. The thing is, you don't let fear rule you. You will get through whatever comes your way. You never, ever, ever give up, and you don't give in to fear. And when you have an encounter like the one I just described, you want to go public with something, it's completely your choice. Do it if you feel that it's justified. So I knew I had to make a decision then. I could go public and tell them, and I did. And I said, are you kidding me? I said, I bet you I've been to Emerge more often than you have. I know exactly what it means. To go to Emerge, my head is exploding. Last thing even on my mind is privacy. And I'm just saying, put me out of my pain, take care of this. I've done that more times than you can imagine. And I went through all the hospitals I've been through, and the guy, his jaw dropped. And I did that, it was my choice, because I wanted him to know, I knew exactly. I said, I bet you I've been a patient more often than you have. And I said, don't misunderstand this. Delivery of healthcare services, paramount. That's the first thing you do. But you don't have to abandon privacy in order to do that. You can do both. And I can help you. I can show you how we can wrap a cloak of privacy around this invaluable service that you provide patients. That was it. It turned things around like that. and it was my choice. Would I ever tell you that you should go public with your health information? Of course not. It is the most sensitive information ever out there. But if you choose to, in whatever area, as long as you feel you have control to do this, it's your choice. That's why privacy is all about freedom of choice and what the Germans called informational self-determination. That was such an important concept. They embedded it as a right in their constitution in 1983. It's that the individual should be the one who determines the fate of his or her personal information. It's that simple and that difficult in this time of ubiquitous computing. But that's what we have to strive to continue. And that's what Privacy by Design can deliver, and why it has been made an international standard. In 2010, it was unanimously passed as an international standard. Since then, it's been translated into 37 languages all around the world. It's being followed globally. And the beauty of it is, it doesn't reject one interest for another. It allows for both. It insists upon both. And by doing that, the sky's the limit. Here's the problem. When I say problem, a lot of people will tell you, no, it's not possible. You can't possibly do that. It's too hard. It is hard. It's much more difficult to deliver two interests in positive increments than one versus another. But the return is so much better. And you can. Privacy breeds innovation and creativity, not the opposite. I've gone around the world, literally. I had one year, I called it the Year of the Engineer, talking primarily to engineers and software designers to make sure they could do what I'm asking, embed privacy into the design of information technology, operational processes, embed it into the data architecture, make it a part of the program you're delivering in an effort to prevent the privacy harm from arising, instead of just offering a system of redress after the fact. And every engineer I spoke to, every software designer said, of course we can do that. You know, we're smart. And I loved it. They're confident they can do this. But they said, the only requirement is we have to be advised of that wish right up front. When we get the instructions to write the code or the program, that's when we have to know that that is your expectation. Then, of course, we can deliver. So since then, I've been talking to business leaders, CEOs, boards of directors, and I tell them, you make sure when you're talking to your designers, to your engineers, you make it very clear you want whatever the purpose of the program is and privacy if personal data is being collected. I can assure you we can do both. We must do both, because we have to do for you and for your children and the children to come what my parents did for me. We need to promise them a future of freedom. And for that, you must have privacy. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cavoukian, for providing us with I would argue, a very positive view of privacy, something that should be important to all of us, and on the importance of controlling the information that we hold. Thank you. Well, now it is your turn. Will the graduating class please rise? Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University of Guelph that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I hereby accept you for admission to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto.
Will members of the graduating class now please be seated?
All right, the moment has come. Your graduates will come across this stage and end one part of a long journey. Now, I'm sure many of you will want to leap into the air, sing out an ode of joy, shout out. That's fine. But could you please hold your applause until each group has gone through, and we'll let you know when to applaud. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Arts that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honors Program. Deborah Michelle Beam. Hilary Catherine Benning. Brendan Boonstra. Erin Casey. Dawn Elizabeth Cooper. Rachel Crawford, with distinction. Dana Janine Deming Watson, with distinction. Nicole Sarah Feinstein. Tracy Hamilton. Matthew Jan Yannick. Brody David Johnston. Matthew Augustus Kelland. Kate Lightstone, with distinction. Pei-Chun Lin. Amy McBride. Victoria Quinn Palozza, with distinction. Aimee Pouthon. Sadie Noel Robinson. Bradley Shirk. Katarina Lynn Sippel-Eitzen. Tanisha McDougall Smith. Evelyn Sorochin Ruland. Chelsea Nicole Souza. Brianne Steele. Amber Deo Toll. Emily Teresa Whalen. And let's congratulate this group of scholars. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Arts, that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts General Program. Matthew Bunton, with distinction. Okay. Madeline Laura Capello. Colin Anthony Durkin. Thomas James Durston. Carla Dawn Goff, with distinction. Jessica Morar Margaret Hayes. Erica Joy Elizabeth Holst. Megan Jane Keeley. Samantha Marie Kussman. John Wesley Livingston. Stephen M. Lynch. Hillary McDonald. Shane Tyler Quaz. Cameron Scott West. Vanessa May West. Let us congratulate this group of scholars also. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Arts, that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Sciences Honors Program. Olivia Victoria Groff. Sarah Christina Maas. Frank Edward Pursley. And that was the last group from the College of Arts.
Ladies and gentlemen, as before, we have a number of groups who will be crossing the stage, and I would ask you to kindly hold your collective applause to the very end, at which point I will give you the secret signal when you can spontaneously burst into rapturous applause. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Biological Science that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science in the Honours Programme. Adam Andrade. Joshua Zared Arias. John Mitchell Avison. Abrar Mirza Beg. With distinction, Caitlin Marie Bartlett. Brittany Baudage. Josie Margaret Brimner. With distinction, Diana Buxbaum. Shannon Shuen Chan. With distinction, Kai Yong Choi. With distinction, Melanie Mary Ann Cousins. Benjamin Krause. Keegan Maureen Curran. Sarah De Silva. James Cameron Dowsett Cooper. Brett Gordon Elmsley. Amanda Catherine Gross. Wael Haddad. Raghid Hamami. Hilary Frances Harm. Christabel Joy Harris. Jesse Frank James Hogue. Kaylee Ann Hogarth. Jennifer Honey. Mengxing Zhang. Cassandra Beverly Jones. Amanda Catherine Langley. Alicia Miranda Lee. Miranda Lindsay Lineback. With distinction, Jessica Laux. Matthew Stephen Lowry. Cassandra Amanda Luscombe. Emily Jean Little. Colin Jack Mantle. Kyle John Mattia. With distinction, Elise Francis McCormick. With distinction, Kelly Allison Helene Mouse. Rasha Nazri. Sarah Rianne O'Carroll. Mohammed Anas Patel. Jennifer Michelle Rogie. With distinction, Christina Rousakis. With distinction, Alison Kirby Rudland. Elijah Shimmons. Marina Sekulic. Carly Emily Schuen. Ashley Ann Sibley. Garrett Boyd Stuckless. Chelsea Tremblay. Kim Vance. With distinction, Yaksa Lukasz Wabinski. With distinction, Tyler White. Robert William Lewis Wiley. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you these scholars from the College of Biological Science that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science in the general programme. With distinction, Michelle Stephanie Ann Bonaventura. Vanessa Bossomworth. David Andrew Catrice. With distinction, Emily Page Dewhurst and friend. Aidan John Fitzgerald. With distinction, Justine Forbes. Gary Tuktarkin Go. Jane Chin Ling Liu. Christopher Lowe. With distinction, Kelsey Nicole Michiko Motomura. With distinction, Michaela Ondrika. Gabrielle Perez Sagajon. You really can't top that, can you? Kirsty Lynn Rapai. Alison Merrills Eileen Revel-Roy. Lauren Ashley Reed. Irim Siddiqui. With distinction, Rita J. Stemarov. With distinction, Jennifer Truong. With distinction, Scott van der Molen. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the College of Biological Science that she may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science in the Environmental Sciences Honours Programme. Aura Patchett. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been wonderfully restrained. It's now time to raise the roof. Let's congratulate all of our students.
Like Dean Eames and Dean Bruce, I would like to also extend my personal congratulations to all the graduates, parents, and family members and friends that are here today. Many happy years with your degrees. Mr. Vice Chancellor, you have to work right now. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the College of Physical and Engineering Science that he may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts General Program. Simon Baxter Elias. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Physical and Engineering Science that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Computing Honors Program. Douglas James Anderson. Domenico Comiso. Ryan Terrence Meehan, with distinction. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this one scholar from the College of Physical and Engineering Science that he may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor Computing General Program, Matthew Lawrence Cibulka. I want to thank all the scholars that received their degrees in the Bachelor of Arts and the Bachelor of Computing. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Physical and Engineering Science that they may be admitted to the Bachelor of Engineering in Honors Program. Amatul Rahim Abdul Abbasi. Daniel Edwin Drew. David Alexander Rugola. Tamrit Michael Sige. Sutish Khan Vastish. Adam Douglas Zagraya. Andrew Michael Zook. Ladies and gentlemen, Fall 2004 engineering graduate.
I'm back to announce the recipients of the degree Bachelor of Science, Physical Sciences. At the University of Guelph, the Bachelor of Science is split between biological sciences, agricultural sciences, and biological science and physical sciences. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Physical and Engineering Science that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors Program. Anthony David Butt. Catherine Fair, with distinction. Philip Johnston. Joshua Derek Quickman. Rachel Aline Lewitsky, with distinction. Kaya M. Smith. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the College of Physical and Engineering Science that she may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science General Program. Congratulations. Paulina Bajarek, with distinction. Oh, I missed one. So
That's John Kwok-Chung. Wait.
Okay.
Kwok-Chung.
Okay. John Kwok-Chung, Y. Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate all the graduates from
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I would ask you to confer the various and several degrees on the graduates listed in the program but unable to be present at this ceremony.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I confer the various and several degrees in absentia on the graduates not present.
Well, graduates, you've done it. I'm Serge Desmarais. I'm the acting provost and vice president academic at the University of Guelph, and I have the pleasure of providing you with some final comments to conclude today's ceremony, but I promise that these will be brief. I know the last thing you want is somebody to talk at you for 20 minutes. But I want to remind you all that today we came together to celebrate an important transition in your life. And it's easy to think of this as the end of a process, with days of studying, exams, or assignments now over. But your process of learning did not begin here at the University of Guelph, nor will it end when you exit the room, take lots of photos, and celebrate in the company of family and friends. Today is just the beginning of a lifelong process during which your education, the education you received here at the University of Guelph, both inside and outside of class, will serve you well. We hope that we have succeeded in opening your eyes to the complexity of life and to the multitude of perspectives based on culture, upbringing, and experience. We hope that we have given you a glimpse of a greater knowledge of the world around you, of how humans interact with each other, for both good or bad, of art and science and history, of the importance of caring for those around us and the planet we live on, and all of those other things that you've learned and researched and studied. Remember that the education that you've received provides you with opportunities and responsibility. On one hand, it allows you the capacity to take advantage of opportunities that will serve you well and will help you achieve your personal goals. But on the other hand, it highlights your responsibility to play an important role in civil society, whether local, national, and international. So we would like to challenge you. We would like to ask you to be active participants in the world around you. The world needs you to help resolve serious societal issues. We need you to make informed decisions and that can take into account the complexity of a global world. And we definitely need you to apply your knowledge and energy to address these increasing complex social issues. Of course, dealing with these important problems will not be easy. Many of us feel that a single person's effort will not resolve the complexity of the world's problems. But if not you, if not us, then who will be responsible? Your university education has provided you with critical skills to answer complex questions. It has provided you with ways to research, communicate, inform, and influence. It is now up to you to put all that knowledge to good use and to make your mark on the world around you. And as you make that mark, remember that the University of Guelph has become a small part of who you are and that you've also become a large part of our collective history. Your association with the University of Guelph is lifelong. Know that you are always welcome to return, to visit, to learn more, to continue sharing in the vibrant community of learning. We are proud of your achievements, and on behalf of the entire University of Guelph, I offer you my personal congratulations and best wishes for an exciting and successful future. Congratulations. And now a few announcements. Today we actually host 5 ceremonies. We'll be very tired at the end of the day. And as soon as you've departed from the hall, we will reset for the next graduates who are anxiously waiting to get into the hall and go through their own ceremony. So if you would all depart, after the platform party has left the stage, we would like you to depart through the door on either side of the stage, and so that we can admit the guests for the next ceremonies through the door at the back of the hall. And we thank you for your cooperation on that. And following convocation, the college deans will host a reception for all graduates and their guests in Creelman Hall. This is an opportunity to congratulate the graduates, and we hope that you can arrange to attend with your families and friends. After you've taken all the photos that you require, would you please return your gowns, because we need them for the next 4 ceremonies. Please return your gowns to the tent outside, directly behind War Memorial Hall. Once again, congratulations, graduates. We are proud of your accomplishments. And now I turn to Dr. Vaccarino for final words.
3 words. Convocation is dismissed. Congratulations. Well done.